playing games. I don't wanna be the same like I used to be. No, no, no. I'ma change my life. I'ma do things right. Starting today, I'ma live a different way. When it's hard, it gets hard sometimes. Faithful like it is. Feels so right. I'ma do my best. I'ma do my best to keep the commandment. To keep the commandment.
These are the Moed of Yah, set apart gatherings which you are to proclaim at their appointed times.
First off, we have Passover. Okay? And Passover, our first description is given to us in the book of Exodus, chapter 12, beginning at verse 1 through verse 14. And it reads, "Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, on the 10th day of the month, each one of them is to take for himself a lamb according to the house of his father, a lamb for a household. And if the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of beings. According to each man's need, you make your count for the lamb. Let the lamb be a perfect one, a year-old male. Take it from the sheep or from the goats, and you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. Then all the assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it between the evenings, and they shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and on the lintel of the houses where they eat it. And they shall eat the flesh on the night, roasted in fire, with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boiled at all with water, but roast it in fire, its head with its legs and its inward parts. And do not leave of it until morning, and what remains of it until morning you are to burn with fire. And this is how you eat it: your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And you shall eat it in haste. It is the Passover of Yah. And I shall pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and shall smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and on all the mighty ones of Egypt. I shall execute judgment. I am Yah. And the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I shall pass over you, and let the plague not come on you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall observe it as a festival to Yah throughout your generations. Observe it as a festival, an everlasting law." Now, of course, those who may be absolutely new to this may wonder, but why Passover? Or as Scripture will tell us, that our children may ponder and ask us this question, why Passover? And that answer is found also in Exodus chapter 12, beginning at verse 27, and it reads, "And it shall be, when your children say to you, what does this service mean to you? Then you shall say, it is the Passover slaughtering of Yah, who passed over the houses of the children of all Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our households." And again, Exodus chapter 12, verse 13 through 14, it reads, "And the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are. And when I see the blood, I shall pass over you, and let the plague not come on you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall become to you a remembrance, and you shall observe it as a festival to Yah throughout your generations." Now, a couple of points I wish to emphasize here, brothers and sisters. Number one, you have heard people say that this is the Jewish Passover, as they call it in our modern day. It is not the Jewish Passover. It is not the Israelite Passover. It is Yah's Passover. Therefore, if it is his, and you consider yourself or wish to be counted as one of his, then you are to observe his Passover. Exodus 12, verse 11. It is the Passover of Yah. Number 2. It is commanded to be observed by his people forever. Exodus chapter 12, verse 14. And you shall observe it as a festival to Yah throughout your generations. Observe it as a festival, an everlasting law. Now, the very first Passover, of course, occurred in Egypt, as we just read, just prior to the Israelites' exodus, the Hebrew exodus from the land of Egypt. Now, all Passover celebrations prior to Yeshua were just memorials of that first momentous event in which the Egyptians' firstborns were slaughtered, and no one of the Hebrew householders, neither man nor beast, suffered death that night. All was quiet in the Hebrews' territory. Now, these memorials, again, were these observances, celebrations throughout all the years were memorials of the first Passover. But after Yeshua came and literally fulfilled Passover, all Passover celebrations since his time are a memorial of his death for the removal of the sins of those who believe in his name. Now, in this modern day, there was time I followed the Christian practice and only ate unleavened, well, Christians don't even do that. They have what they call the communion, Lord's Supper, whatever they want to call it. And, they'll have red wine and some other symbols. But Scripture tells us that what we are to be observed, what we are to have during that Passover is a lamb. Now, of course, nowadays we do not slaughter animals. Not to say that we can't. We don't have the knowledge to. Not to say, that we can't. And then, of course, depending on where you are, you can run into some local ordinances where they will come out and arrest and or fine you if you take an animal, a lamb or a goat, and slaughter it in your backyard. So there are some difficulties. But, brothers and sisters, that should not sway us from earnestly trying to observe these holidays as Yah commanded. So we can easily go down to the market and get a lamb and roast it on a fire. Most of us barbecue every 4th of July here in America in our captivity. So we can definitely go down to the market and grab a lamb and roast it. We can get some bitter herbs to go along with that, and we can find us some unleavened bread. All these things we can still do, observing the heart of Passover. We can still do that. Do not let it deter you, brothers and sisters, because we cannot do things exactly how it was described in the Bible. But honestly, I believe as well, when you consider that Yeshua sacrificed for us, that we really should not be committing other sacrifices. He was the final sacrifice for all. So even if you could, I don't think we should. But of course, we will not know for certain until our brother Elijah returns, and he will restore all things. For the time being, brothers and sisters, I would admonish you that you again make the basic observances. Get you a lamb from the market, put it on the grill, get you some bitter herbs, get you some unleavened bread. Get you some grape juice, red wine if you drink, and have those symbols as Scripture commanded us when you observe the Passover. Okay?